this video is going to be recorded. So if you guys don't want to be on video, you can still stay on. But if you want to turn off your camera, feel free to do that. We're going to get started today. Thank you so much for coming. I am your host, Teena, and this is Tuesday Talks with Teena. We're going to be doing this every Tuesday at 11:15 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. It is intentional journaling for strong women. We're going to dive into our fitness, health, and wellness and make goals for the upcoming year and finish out this year strong. Also, just a little bit of background about myself. I am a health and wellness expert, and I'm so honored and excited to be part of your wellness journey. So before we get into it, let's go over some disclaimers and guidelines. All right, so like I said, I am your host for the day. I am a certified personal trainer. I'm managing a household of 6.5. That half is a cat. So there's no baby on the way, just so you know. Also, I'm in a Air National Guard currently, going on 3 years in June. And then I am an advocate for women finding balance because we do so much throughout our days and out our lives, and we take care of everyone. So I'm a huge advocate for us taking care of us. So that self-care is super important. Now let's get into our disclaimer. So like I said, I am certified. However, I am not a medical professional. So before starting any new fitness routine, I advise you to consult with your physician prior to starting, just so you make sure that you are squared away and good to go, and you don't have any additional injuries pop up or anything like that. All right, so in regards to our guidelines, please be respectful of those who are speaking and making sure we're not talking over anyone or mocking or anything like that. No selling or soliciting of any kind. And then we are here to promote self-care, health, and wellness. We are not here to judge. So anything anyone says, please do not judge at all. So there are designated spots for Q&A because we will be diving into a lot of meat and potatoes here. So if you do have questions, try to write them down and then hold off until we hit that Q&A section, and I'll let you know when that is. And then we are also doing journaling. So again, grab your journal, grab your pen. If you just have a notepad of paper, that's also good for you as well. And then we also do have a journal for you. So you can download that, print that out, and use that to follow along as well. So the first topic for our first day for Tuesday Talks is how to create SMART goals. Specifically, how to create SMART fitness goals. So if you don't know, SMART stands for specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and timely. And we're going to go into how to create a goal to make it fit into that box. So then that way you are not just floating through anything, you're actually narrowed in, focused, and you know what to do, what to expect, and what you want to achieve. So we're going to start with S, specific. So this is where you're going to describe exactly what you want to accomplish. For example, say you want to drop 20 pounds. So you can get even more specific about that as well. It could be anything outside of fitness as well. It doesn't have to be weight loss related. It can be, maybe you want to drop down, you have a dress that you haven't worn in a while and you want to get into that dress. It could be something like that. Or it could be, maybe there's a store goal that you have, like up the street. Oh, I want to be able to walk to the store without gasping for air and my heart rate being at its max. That could be a goal. Or it could be, I just want to go skating. It's been a while. I feel a little heavy and I want to be able to glide and feel good and comfortable while I'm skating. So now we're going to go into M. M is measurable. So the goal that you have, you should be able to track it. Think about it like finance. We have bank accounts. all that's documented. We track what we spend. Hopefully you're doing that. So the same thing with your fitness goals. You want to be able to track it. You want to be able to have it measurable. So then that way, you know where you are and then where you start and where you're going. So to measure that, and we'll stay on the dropping 20 pounds example. So what you can do is you can weigh yourself on day one, write that date down, track your measurement or your weight from the scale. And then maybe a week later, you can get on the scale again, see where your weight is. And so again, I'm going to keep that very general because we can definitely dive down a rabbit hole with getting on the scale and weight and all that good stuff. But we're here for 6 months. So there's going to be more time for all of that. So yes, a scale is one way to measure your goal. There's also measuring tapes to measure your waistline, your bust line, your hips, thighs, etc. And then also another thing that a lot of people or a lot of women tend to not count is your clothes. Like, how are your clothes fitting? You might have put on a dress that you first bought and it fits you perfectly. It hugged you all in the right spots. Your curves were feeling, you looking good. Everyone gave you compliments, but then you go to put that dress on a couple months later and you're like, okay, hold on, this is a little tight. And that's perfectly fine. But then that's a way to measure where you are as far as like your weight loss goal or your body fat percent. That dress might be a little too tight, might be fitting loose. So just keep track of that and keep in mind that that is a way to measure everything as well. So attainable, or achievable. So is this goal even possible? As a coach, I get a lot of women sometimes that come to me and say, I want to be down to the size I was in high school. So that's not always possible, only because as you age, your body does change, or you might have been super lean and you might have had been way more active than what you are now. So busy and active are two different things. You might be busy running around with kids, working, doing yard work, housework. But then as far as being active as when you were a teenager, you were running around all day. You probably played 3 sports throughout the week. So your calorie burn is going to be different. So we want to make sure that that goal is actually achievable. So dropping 20 pounds and saying, I want to do it in 3 months, 3 or 4 months, that is attainable. So we want to make sure that we stay in that realm with that. Now, ours for realistic. So is this doable for you? So the you is in all caps. Are you able to drop those 20 pounds? Are you able to run that marathon? And I say that not in a sense of not saying that you're not capable. That's not what that means. It means that do you have the time to dedicate to train for a marathon if that's one of your goals? Like if you don't have the time to train for it, it might not be realistic or doable for you. So we want to make sure that the goal that we set for this SMART goal is attainable for us, and we want to make sure it's realistic. So 3 moderate exercises, 30 minutes, 3 days a week. But like that's generally doable for a lot of people. So we want to start with like that simple baseline and then move the needle left or right, depending on who you are. And then lastly, we have timely. So timely, this will be accomplished within the next X amount of months. So for example, going off of the dropping 20 pounds, doing that, where we at? We're in December right now. So doing that by December, January, February, or March. So by the spring, that is a timely goal because it's not something that it gives you wiggle room to actually make those mistakes, to figure out your body, for your body to adjust and change. But saying I want to drop 20 pounds by my birthday, and my birthday's in 30 days. Like that's one, not going to be safe to try to drop 20 pounds in 30 days. And then two, it's not in that timely, safe realm for that one as well. Now that we know what a SMART goal is, so we're going to create our own SMART goals. And now is the time for you to grab your journal, grab your pen, even if it's just like a notepad, and let's go into writing down our own SMART goal. So we're going to take a few minutes to do this. I'm going to put on some music so we can vibe out, go into your thoughts. And you could do more than one. So don't think that you're married to just one SMART goal. You can do one to three, and just actually take time to think about it. And if you need me to go back to that SMART page too, I can do that as well. So then that way you can kind of see where you should be as far as this goal. I'm going to do this as well. So let's 2-minute clock starting now. Let's start the journal. So what is your SMART goal? And again, it does not have to be fitness, weight loss related at all. And you can do more than one. About 30 more seconds. Alrighty. Okay, does anyone need more time for their goals? Everyone got them down? Perfect. Okay. So let's do the fun part. Let's share our goals. Y'all ready for that? Because that's what we're here for. We're here to share. We're here to lift each other up and make sure we hit our goals. Not just write them down on a piece of paper and then storm away under a stack of papers that we're going to throw away soon. So does anyone want to go first? Or you want me to kick it off? Oh, Shelly just sent one in. Love it. So I will share mine. I wrote down 3. So my first one is do 10 pull-ups. So I'm coming out of a shoulder injury from carrying around my 32-pound child on one side. So I injured myself doing that in addition to all the lifting. So I just got out of no, actually it was like the beginning of fall. I got out of physical therapy. So 10 pull-ups is my goal. That entails a lot of shoulder work, pulling up and whatnot. So I want to that's the first goal. And then the second one is get 100% score on my PT test. So like I stated in the beginning, I'm in a National Guard, Air National Guard, and we have PT tests every year. Mine's in June. I think it was a 93, the last test. So my goal is to get 100%. And then the third one is to lower chronic hip pain. So I've had hip pain for the longest, and I want to kind of lower that pain. And all this is by the summer. So I think June is my target for everything. And they all kind of like fit together. All righty. Brittany, you're up.
Okay. So mine is health related, and I did to lose 5 pounds. And then my M was specific was to lose 5 pounds. And I want to lose about a half a pound to a pound a month. But really, I'm sorry. No, it would be at least 2.5 pounds a month is what I want to lose. And then I want to drink, and I'm going to do this by drinking water, exercising, and a light dinner. Right now, my refrigerator ice maker, the little wire got cut, so I need to get that fixed because I'm using it as an excuse to not drink the water that I should be drinking. And then exercising, and that part of that is going to be to clean up my garage to get to my tonal and my treadmill. So just doing a little bit more while the baby's playing, just to get out in the garage and be more active. And then having a light dinner, not just eating so heavy at nighttime, right before bed. And then really just to be healthier, have my clothes fit better. And then I'm just trying to lose these 5 pounds by end of January.
Those are some great goals. Thank you so much for sharing.
You are very welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. Shelly has some great goals as well that she wants to do. And one of them is drinking water every day. So that's a great one. I know I'm terrible at that. Consuming no less than 70 ounces of water every day. Good. All right, ladies. Thank you guys for sharing your SMART goals. So you guys both understand the concept of it, and they are within that realm of being smart, realistic, attainable, relatable, and then timely. So now we're going to go into the second part. It's finding your why. So we have this fitness goal that we want to achieve. They all sound good. They all sound realistic and whatnot. But now we have to figure out where we are within that journey. Figure out where you are, find a sense of purpose, and then help with the motivation. So research has shown that knowing your why can give you a stronger sense of purpose, fuel your drive to stay consistent and be more successful. Knowing your why can help determine where you are currently, why you want to start, and if you actually follow through. And that's the thing, that's the key, is the consistency and following through, because it's so easy to start, but then when it's time to like keep going, it definitely does hinder a little bit. I can say this too, because I'm an athlete. been into health and fitness. I enjoy doing it, but there's days where I'm like, I just don't want to get up. I don't feel like going to the gym. I'm in Michigan, it's cold. I don't feel like going outside, even though I can do something at home. So every excuse in the book can pop up, but then if you fall back on your why you want to do it, it can definitely help to not only motivate you, but push you to push past that, push through whatever is trying to hinder you, and then get you to actually work towards that goal. And then a few reasons why you might start a new fitness or wellness routine could be your doctor told you to. Maybe you went to the doctor and they said, hey, you need to lose some weight. It's gonna hinder your health or whatnot. You can have chronic aches and pains. A lot of times when we have chronic aches and pains is due to either not drinking enough water or not moving enough, because especially if you live like a sedentary lifestyle or your work entails you sitting for long periods of times, your joints can get stiff, you can get stiff, and then we're not made to like sit for long periods of time, so that can also cause chronic pain. And then how you're sitting, if you're at the computer all day hunched over, it can cause shoulder issues, tightness, which can in turn cause headaches. What else? Lower back pain. So all that stuff snowballs and trickles down into that chronic pain. Or you might have kids or grandkids or pets you want to keep up with. They running around the house or want you to go play with them. You're too tired. Being physically active can give you more energy. Who knew? But it's actually a fact. So the more you move, the more energy you'll have. So that is a huge plus. So you can keep up with whoever you need to keep up with. Or let's be honest, some of us just want a bigger butt or leaner legs, or we want a flat stomach, we want a six pack. So then there's nothing wrong with those aesthetic goals at all. Because my goal actually a few months ago was to get bigger butt, and I think I achieved that. So I'm gonna give myself a little clap. So yeah, there's nothing wrong. Whatever your why is, whatever you need it to be, it can be that. So everyone's going to be different. Make sure it's unique to your situation. So then that way, those days you don't feel like getting up, going to the gym or going to your garage, to your fitness equipment, or just getting up off the couch and walking around a little bit, or even if you're at work, getting those steps in, it will help motivate you. So guess what time it is? It's time, and I hit it twice. It's time for more journaling time. So we're going to go into our second journal here. So this is going to be, why do you want to achieve that fitness goal? So you can break it down and do each one, why you want to achieve each one, or you can have it all as a whole collective, like why do you want to do this overall? So just think about your why, write down why you want to do it, take some time. We're going to take another few minutes to do that, and then we'll share afterwards. about 30 more seconds. All right, is everyone all set? Anyone need more time for their goals or their why? Okay, cool. So I guess I will start off again with sharing, and then anyone else who wants to share their why can do so. So I'll line it. I lined every goal up to my SMART goal up to each why because they're all a little bit different. So for my 10 pull-ups, I just want to be the best example. Like I want, and I've done it before in the past, so I know it's something that I can do, and I want to get back to being doing that. It just makes me feel strong and confident. Like just seeing, like for me, seeing a woman do pull-ups is just like so freaking amazing to me. And it's a lot of women think that, well, people tend to think that women aren't really that capable of doing things like that, even though we see them on TV all the time doing it at different events and whatnot. But it is doable, and women are super strong. You guys are amazing. We're awesome, and we can do so many things that we put our mind to, and our body is super strong. So I just want to be an example of that. And then in regards to getting 100% score on my PT test, it will help with my career and promotion. So everything counts, everything you do, everything you say. So that going on my record that I've received 100% on my PT test sets me apart from my peers. So when it comes to promotion and whatnot, so that's why I want to do that. And then the last one, lowering chronic hip and piriformis pain. I just want to feel good. So sitting for long periods of time bothers me, and I have to get up and move a lot or stretch. And then walking or standing for long periods of time bothers me. So keeping up with my stretching and massages will help lower that chronic pain that I have. So then that way I'm not so irritated during sitting or standing like normal everyday things. So those are my 3 whys. Would anyone else like to share?
I can verbalize on this one.
Okay.
So the SMART goal that I chose is really very simple. It's drinking a certain amount of water every day. And I shared that I am expecting a 3rd child. And when you're expecting, water is like so much more important because your blood volume in your body is double. And if you don't have enough water, then there's harm to the child. And it's extremely uncomfortable for the mother as well. So my first why is because it's easy. Like it's such an easy task to drink a certain amount of water every day. And yet I'm really terrible at it. And so I feel like it's something that's totally obtainable. And all I need is a little bit of external accountability to do that. And the second reason why is for those health reasons. First, for the health of myself, just to have more comfort in just digestion and lower headaches and like less stiffness, less pain in the joints. All of those things are really good benefits to drinking more water. And then my third why would be the health benefits for the baby. As I mentioned, you can even go into premature labor if you don't have enough water in you. So if I really want to do the best that I can to treat this child the way that it deserves to be treated, then water is like probably the simplest thing that I could do to take action on. So those are my 3 whys.
Love it. Thank you so much for sharing that. So many great points. Water, I forget the exact percent, but we're pretty much about 65, I think 70% composed of water. So water lubricates everything. So water is definitely essential. for sure, like Shelly said. So thank you so much for sharing that. And again, congratulations on the third child. And Brittany, did you want to share your why?
Sure. Congratulations on that third child and bless your heart. Look at bless your heart. I wish you the best during your pregnancy. How far along was she?
I'm in the 4th month now.
4th month. Wow. Okay. So into that second trimester. I just remember had just had my son, he's a year and a half, and I just remember my third trimester towards the end, I could not get enough of anything to drink. Like I remember being out to eat with people and I know they were looking at me crazy because I would just like drink 3 glasses of water, but like, okay, give me some pop, like give me anything. Like I was just drinking everything and it just wasn't enough. So I understand the need and the importance of drinking your fluids, and especially water. So my why is healthier. And of course, mine was to lose my 5 pounds. So I want to be healthier. I just, after having my son, just really got away from that COVID, gaining your COVID 50 pounds, and everything else, and having my son in the right middle of that. And that's just part of getting more active and feeling better. It's part of my why. And then being able to just fit into my clothes better. So like Teena was talking about, we're the same age. So as we get older, you start to feel those little pains and aches. And especially for me, I'm an accountant, I sit down all day. So I understand and can relate exactly to what you're saying as far as having that need to get up and move and not really being able to because you're sitting down all day. But it's extremely important to help you and your body to be better and to feel better and to loosen those muscles, I should say, and get those bones moving. But that's it. That's my why.
Nice. Those are good whys as well. You definitely I like how both your whys are, like Shelly said, they're simple. So it's like it doesn't take a lot of nuance, it doesn't take a lot of thought to it. It's not anything hard. I think the challenge would be the consistency, because I don't even need to ask. I know that both of you are super busy. You guys probably have both full days going on. And so your goals and your whys is something that you can do throughout the day, but you still probably need like those little reminders, little accountabilities. So then that way you can continue to do them and be consistent with them. So definitely want us to hold each other accountable, even throughout the week. And just be in each other's head, like, okay, if I don't do this, if I don't get up and walk around, what is Brittany gonna say? Like when I report back next week, and when Teena asks, like, how are you going with your goals? Like, am I gonna say, oh, I didn't do anything or I fell off? So just kind of hold each other accountable, especially even if they're small or big goals. But I think we all got to be good, easy, achievable, attainable goals, which I love. No one's going off the rocker with them. Just to go into a little bit further in your fitness goal as well, we're going to go into another little piece of it in regards to finding your why. So we're going to go into our third one here. Are you ready to take action? So it's good to create these SMART goals. It's good to have them, write them down. Like I said, all that good stuff. We found our why, like, why do we want to do this? And both of you have excellent whys behind the reason for your SMART goal, something that'll keep you motivated. But now, are you really ready to take action? So people say things all the time, like the saying, talk is cheap, because it is. You can talk and say what you want to do all day long, but you actually have to move that, do something to make it come to fruition. So are you mentally ready? Both probably know that fitness is definitely a mental game. It is physical. You're going to have some feels when you start working out. You'll get that muscle burn, you'll get that fatigue, that lactic acid builds up and all that good stuff. You'll have that soreness after the fact, maybe a day or two after you work out. But the bulk of it is that mental part. So after you have all those feels, or you have not such a good day, what are you going to do the next day? Are you going to be down and out on yourself, or are you going to keep going? Are you going to get in your head because you feel like you didn't do enough and want to stop, or are you going to let someone else get in your head? So you definitely have to be mentally prepared and ready for that. And then, are you confident in your abilities? So I'll use myself, for example, like pull-ups. I can sit here and say like, oh man, I don't know if I could do pull-ups anymore. Like I did those years ago. I might not be strong enough anymore, or my injury might pop back up and I might hurt myself again. Or I don't think this or that. And so just that negative self-talk can come in, and you can downplay yourself, and that's no bueno. So the next part are, do any injuries need attention? So if you have injuries, which it's fine to work out with injuries, just make sure, like I said, you talk to your PCP, your primary care physician. Maybe you need to go to physical therapy first, or just get it checked out period to see what you're working with so you don't further injure yourself. But do you have that stuff addressed before you start? So we want to make sure we don't have to be 100%. So I don't think you got to be 100% to start anything, but how squared away are you? Like I said, go to do a physical, and see if you have anything that's bothering you now. Ask those questions like, hey, this is what's going on. I plan on doing A, B, C, and D. Do you think that that's a good idea? And then also, like I stated, physical therapy first. You might need to scale it back and go to physical therapy for certain things, and then get exercises from that professional, and then they can give you your next steps from there. Also, what tools do you need? Do you have the tools available to reach whatever your specific goal was? So I know, Shelly, you have like water. You have water. Maybe, is it the water that you want to drink though? Is it the water that tastes good for you? And your taste buds are probably changing at this point, because baby's going to do whatever baby wants, and baby's taste buds are probably different than what you are used to. So just think about stuff like that. Do you need a fitness tracker, like a watch? Like I wear my watch all the time to keep track of my steps. So make sure I get a certain amount of steps in every day. And it has like that reminder, hey, you've been sitting too long, get up and move. Also a journal, like we're doing intentional journal. Do you have our journal? Hopefully you do. If not, we will get it to you. Or your own journal, whatever you want to use. Maybe you are someone that needs to write things down to track what you're doing or what you want to improve on the next time. Gym membership. Some people don't like working out at home, and that's absolutely fine. They're like my home. I have 6.5 people in here. Actually, it's more now. That's another story for another day. So is it conducive for you to do something at home? Maybe you need a gym membership. Or maybe you need more accountability. Do you have that person that's in your household, or a friend or a peer, to hold you accountable to drinking your water, or to making sure that you're in a calorie deficit so you can lose those 5 pounds that you're trying to lose? Or maybe you need to hire a health coach or a personal trainer. I promise this is not a plug for myself, but I'm just saying, maybe you need to hire somebody to help hold you accountable. And full disclaimer, I'm a trainer and I've hired someone to hold me accountable. I even have friends that hold me accountable in other areas of my life, because some days I'm just like, I don't want to do anything. So having those things in place will help and go a long way. And then we'll dive so much deeper into all of these things in the upcoming weeks. So again, just make sure you guys register, follow us again on social media. It's on that registration link. So that way we can keep going deeper into these little points here as well. So does anyone have any questions about that piece at all? Because if not, you guys should know how this goes by now. Oh, Brittany, do you have a question?
No,
Okay.
all good. I'm actually taking your advice and stretching.
Good for you. I love it. All right, so now we're going to go into our last journaling time. So this is the third one for today. So this one is, what steps do you need to take to achieve your fitness goal this year? I don't know, we're going into another year, a new year in what? Oh man, less than 30 days because it's December. But yeah, take a few minutes. Again, we're going to take 2 minutes. What steps do you need to take to achieve your fitness goals this year? Maybe you can just do one, maybe you can go off of all of them, but take a few minutes, think about it, write it down, and be super honest with yourself too. Again, it's no judgment from me to you, and then also no judgment from yourself. So let's do that now. About 30 more seconds. Alrighty. So I'll kick us off and start by sharing my what I need to achieve my fitness goals that I just created today. We'll start with the 100% on the PT test. So what I need to do for that is I need to practice. So there's 3 main components to that test. There's a 1.5 mile run, there are push-ups, and then there's sit-ups. So the push-ups, I can do that anywhere I just need to practice that, continue to do that. And I did really well last time. Sit-ups, again, same thing, do that at home in between commercials. I could do that. My thing is that that run. I do not like to run. It's not enjoyable for me. Thankful that I can do it, but that is my kryptonite. That 1.5 mile run. And it's the repetition and practice for me. I did go yesterday and I did some running on the treadmill. So I am gonna definitely need someone to hold me accountable for that. So I am gonna designate someone to send me like text messages or something. I'll let them know what time of day I plan on going, so then they can hold me accountable, so I can actually practice doing that. And then as far as the chronic pain for my hips, I need to incorporate more stretching. Again, this is something super simple that I can do at home. At the end of the day, while I'm playing with my cat or chilling with my daughter, I can just get down on the floor and stretch. I can have her do it with me, so it's like a fun mommy-daughter thing. So actually, she can hold me accountable for that one, because she actually literally is my boss. So I can have her do that, and she can be my accountability stretch partner. And then the last thing I need to stack my habit. Again, this is something, if you don't know what habit stacking is basically you tie it to another action that you do all the time. So my things aren't actual physical things necessarily. It's just more so like having someone give me that nudge on the days I don't feel like doing it, and then tying my habits to things I'm already doing. So if I'm already going to sit on the floor and play with my daughter, I can stretch and do things like that. So those are my needs to move forward.
I can share mine. My needs, I kind of mentioned a little earlier, is clean my garage. It's, I have all the tools needed to be able to work out, but I've been kind of throwing some stuff out there and kind of let it get away. So I just need to clean it out to make my fitness tools accessible and use what I'm paying for. And really the biggest one is to change my attitude towards towards working out. And that's just, when I work out, I really do feel good. But for some reason, I hated just getting to that point. But afterwards, I'm like, oh, this is great. I feel good. I'm excited, But I don't know why I have this attitude towards working out. And that's just changing the attitude of making time, making it priority in my life, as opposed to everything else, and fitting it into my schedule and not make excuses why it's not. And then being consistent. So those are my steps I need to achieve my fitness goal.
I love it. So change your attitude and consistency.
Mm-hmm.
How could we help you today to change your attitude or be more consistent?
You got a belt? You got a belt.
Treat you like
this is good. This alone, just taking that time, like I said, prioritizing and just changing my attitude towards what's important and what is not. My health and everyone's own health is the most important thing for them, because without that, you really don't have much. So putting it at the top of the list of it's important. You can't. My health goes bad, can't change it. I should be doing things now to prevent things in the future for that. So just taking, like I said, just taking that time to stretch. And I have my little watch and it goes off, like I need to move, but I just ignore it. But you're like, hey, when the watch goes off, moving. So I'm like, okay, it went off. Let me get up and move. Like I said, hearing that voice of Teena, just like, okay, spend those couple of minutes and it will make a difference. So you're already doing it, to answer your question.
I'm that gnat buzzing in your ear like,
yeah. Yes.
Good for you. And then I don't know if Shelly wants to share, but before, I just want to say too, because I know I have a habit of doing this. It's like we'll schedule everything and everybody else literally on our calendar. In our Google Calendar, it'll go off, say, you got to be at this meeting, you have to be here, you got to go take the kids here, pick them up from there. But we're not putting ourselves in that calendar. And that is something that I will implore that we start doing. Like literally put it in there, Brittany's time to stretch, Brittany's time to work out, whatever you need to name it, and like schedule it, put it in there. And it doesn't have to be every day, because every day is not gonna, we know every day is not the same. So that might help too when you see your name on your calendar, like, oh, it's time to take care of me. And so maybe that, just a little suggestion, maybe that helped, because I started doing that. And then if someone's calling or texting me, I'm like, you know what? It's me time. It's Teena time. Leave me alone. Shelly, did you want to share yours?
Sure. It is such a simple goal. And I sound really pathetic, but I'm actually on crutches right now also. So an issue that is hindering me with this goal is the fact that I literally can't carry anything. Like I can't even pick up a glass of water and get it from the sink to the table. So like the amount of challenge associated with this super simple goal is actually real. And so one thing that I need to achieve it is I have a water bottle that has a handle on it, and I can put that in my hand and hold my crutches at the same time. And so I need to really just attach myself to that water bottle and make that be my go-to method for success. And then Teena, I loved what you said about habit stacking, I think you called it.
Yes.
And I think maybe just making sure that like throughout the day, every time I'm eating, my water bottle needs to be emptied, right? And so like not leaving the table until I've consumed a certain amount. I think that will help out tremendously as well.
Awesome. I love it. And then also, I think I know I'm getting you for Christmas, because Hydro Jug is like a really big water jug, and it has like a little carrier. You can put it on your shoulder so you can still like crutch around and then not carry it. It's literally got a little pouch, because I have those and I love it, because it's like, even Tiani has one. You just put it on your shoulder and you don't, hands free.
You're tearing down all of my all of the issues as to why I can't meet my goals. I love it, Teena. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. So before we move forward, does anyone have any questions at all about anything that we've discussed today, or want to touch on anything, or have any questions about SMART goals, your why, or a challenge that you might be facing currently? So if nothing else, we are going to start wrapping it up. I definitely first want to say, like, I really, really, really appreciate you guys coming on, and I hope you guys got some value and something out of this today. And I hope it helps to propel your goals moving forward, and your consistency, and then just your confidence in your abilities to reach the goals that you set for yourself. And I definitely want you to bring those back next week, because we're going to work on our stages of change next week. So like I said, diving deeper into our goals and where we are. I want to share our word of the week. So each week we're going to have a word of the week that I want us to just kind of focus on. So this week is strive. So strive is to make great efforts to achieve or maintain something. So whatever your SMART goal was, whatever your why, I want you to focus on striving every day towards that, and just be a little bit better every day. So not perfection, not saying you have to do something every day that's so profound. It's not even about that. It's just about maybe changing your mindset, like Brittany mentioned, or attitude towards working out, or finding that way to be able to juggle water and crutches for Shelly. So let's all focus on that this week. And then your challenge for this week, Shelly, I don't know if you're going to be able to do this challenge, but oh, actually you can. There's a way. I'll share in a second. So challenge of the week is push-ups. I want everyone to do 10 push-ups every day. So 10 push-ups starting Tuesday, report back next Tuesday, and then just tell me how it goes. I kind of know how it goes if you're being consistent, and I'm excited to hear it. I see your face, Brittany. So 10 push-ups every day. And then Shelly, as far as like you can't do wall push-ups because that's still your knee, no getting on your knees or toes. So maybe grabbing some books or like putting books in a backpack, laying in the bed, and you're just pushing that backpack up away from you like so that way your knee and you're not on your knees or your legs. So that'll be your challenge. You're gonna have the backpack challenge, Shelly. And like I said, next week we're gonna dive into stages of change, where we take inventory and see if you are truly ready to dive into those goals. And then there's different scores you have or levels of where you want to be. Again, thank you for being on. We will see you next Tuesday at 11:15. This was definitely want to also say thank you to Women Better and Strong and Others Over Self. They definitely helped to make this possible. So if you can or want to right now, scan that QR code. It will take you to registration and all that good stuff. And then please, please, please share with other strong women that you know. Even if you don't like them, please share it with them. Thank you, Shelly, and thank you, Brittany. If you guys have any questions, feel free to contact me on social media. And I will see you then. Anyone need time for that QR code before I pop off of here? We're good. I will see you guys next week. Have a good one.